Hi everyone, this is Venkat Munaga. In this webinar, I am going to be talking about Sitecore CDN, how to enable the CDN in Sitecore. So part of this video, I am going to be cover what is the content delivery network and how it will be helpful to the Sitecore. Next, how to enable the CDN for Sitecore Media Library. Next, what are the things we need to be consider for CDN and how to disable the CDN for Sitecore. So this is my first video in the Azure CDN, how to create the Azure Content Delivery Network in Azure, and what are the things. There are the different three providers are there, and which provider you need to choose, and before that, what type of the things you need to be considered. These are all I explained here. Like you can go through that one if you are interested. So like if I talk about what is a CDN, why we need to go for the CDN. The CDN, if I talk about the CDN, the mainly is the performance and availability. These are the two main major factors to consider the CDN. If I look into the first diagram, like in the if you like in Sitecore content delivery, if I take into consideration, there are the n number of requests are coming to the content delivery for, let us assume, for the media library. So if I see the diagram, the first request comes to the CD and if the response is served. The second customer requests the same media library, again it will hit the CD server, it will give the response. Similarly, it will be happen. This is the before CDN. If you enable the CDN will be like comes in front of the CD server. Any request you are doing for the Sitecore media library, first it will hit the CDN. CDN will check if it is there in my cache. If it is there, it will serve straightforward. If it is the first time, it will check it is not there, then it will get back. It will request to the CD server to get the image and store it locally before serving to the first customer. Second customer will come, it already available in their cache, it will serve from there, so the performance is very high compared to the without CDN. So if I check the availability also, like it will be hit first the nearest the server, CD server. There is so many like pods will be there, so many nodes will be there. So which is whenever you request the nearest server in the CDN network, it will be like supply the response. So if I talk in terms of the Sitecore point of view, from Sitecore 9.1, the enabling of the CDN it supports. Particularly the two topologies XP and XM. And these are the two prerequisites of the enabling the CDN. And one is the 9.1. Second one is the you should have the CDN endpoint. And some of the limitations of the CDN. As I specified at present, Sitecore only supports the CDN for the media library. If I want to enable the CDN for static files, somehow you have to find the custom solution to like use the media library to store the static files. So to enable the CDN, as I mentioned, like as of now, like you can use for the XM or XP scaled configuration on Azure. You can use that one. Okay, there are the three types of the options are available. One is you can go for the manual configuration. When you can go for the manual configuration is you already have the Sitecore 9.1 on the production, just you want to enable it. So you can go manually and do some configuration so that it will start working. But the second and third, use Azure Marketplace, and next one is a use Sitecore Azure Toolkit to deploy. To configure the Sitecore on the production, you can use you can go to the Azure Marketplace, you can install, or using the Sitecore Azure Toolkit, you can install from your local machine to directly on the Sitecore. Because I already done how to these from marketplace how to set up the Sitecore, and from using the Sitecore Azure toolkit. I had done the videos. If you want, you can go through my channel. So first one is the manual setup is straightforward. If it is already the Sitecore instance is existing, go with the choose the first option. If it is a new, you are going to be set up new Sitecore instance, then second or third you can go with that one. So like if you see into the content delivery network, some of the important guidance already I will show this one. Like as of now there is a like Sitecore directly recommends that one. At present try to be go with the Microsoft CDN. In the Azure you have like Akamai and Ryzen, the two other providers are there. At present the Sitecore saying they have some complaints, it is not work, there is an existing issue, so at present try to go with the Microsoft CDN. And if you want to troubleshoot anything, like as I said I think previously, the different service provider have the propagation time is there. Those are all I think just I highlighted here. So some of the CDN steps you need to be consider for the CDN before going to setup. The first one is the cache every unique URL and server with respect to existing cache header in the response. I will show these two like in the demo. And at the developer level also, like to enable the CDN, you try to be use if the media manager, and if you use the SC colon image tag, and these are the few things like if to work with the CDN developer level. Okay, this is the configuration of the CDN enabling that one. If I see the second one, media link server, here is you are giving the what is a CDN endpoint. The rest of the things are like similar. I will explain in the demo. So to disable that one also, like just you need to be disable there is a cdn.config file is there. Just if we change the extension.example or disable, it will be disabled. I will show these all in the demo. Okay, now demo time. So if I go into the Azure, I'm using my personal Azure account. If I so to create the marketplace, actually I will show that one. So now here I'm using the second option, use Azure Marketplace, because I'm going to be create new Sitecore instance now. So just click on the create resources here. You can type Sitecore. You will get like populated Sitecore Experience Cloud, and click on the create. So just I'm selecting existing resource one. Okay. You can also create new resource group if you want. Just if I see here, just I'm selecting there is a 9.2 also available. I'm selecting 9.1 update one, and topology as if I click XP, you can see here in the XP also for the developer it doesn't have. For the scaled version only it will have. I'm going to be install the XM. So if I see the developer version doesn't have the CDN enabled, if I select the scale development, so if I select the small extra, now I can see the CDN. Now I can see the CDN. The same point like I am discussing here, highlighted here, the scaled configuration on the Azure, the XM XP scaled version configuration only it will has. If it is the development configuration, it doesn't have that option. So okay, I am selecting here. So now you can give the options. Just I'm filling this one, Sitecore admin, password. I can use Sitecore certification. license file. Okay, sure, replica, I don't require the application insights. And here, if you see CDN configuration, if you already have the CDN, then you can copy paste the URL. If you don't have, you can choose the Sitecore deployment for CDN. And here, as I said, like we have the three, the providers are the Ryzen and Akamai and Microsoft. For the Ryzen, you have the Premier version is there and standard version is there. And as of now, I'm choosing the Microsoft because the Sitecore recommends to go with this one. And I'm clicking here. I will show the message also. So I'm going for the Australia East. So if I see here, so if I see this important one. So we are currently experiencing the issue providing Akamai and Ryzen CDN at the moment. Only Microsoft CDN is available. So that's why I choose the Microsoft CDN. Okay, if I click on this one, so if I go and click, if I go and click here, now if I click on the OK and create, it will start creating because I already created. So it will take 30 to 40 minutes in between. So I don't want to be click on that. Just I'm canceling this one. I already just created 1 hour back. I will try to use that one. And this is the CD and we have the CM is there. So I'm going to the CD and I deployed my custom solution also there, which is available in the like GitHub. So this is the solution. Like if you want, you can use this one. And if I click on the glass mapper one, so this is a package Sitecore underscore. You have this is the, you try to take the zip and install in the Sitecore, then go to this solution and you can deploy to a local or to the Azure. Then now I'm going to be show the application that will start working. Okay, so now I'm clicking on the CD. If I see here, so this is the home page and about, and I'm clicking on the deals where I have the multiple images are there. Now these are the 3 images are there. Now if I see here, if I right click and if I go inspect, so if I see here the URL is the CDN, so Sitecore org CDN endpoint Azure edge.net, because for all the images it is using the CDN. So the CDN, another one is the CDN. So where the configuration is there, okay, even if I go for the other like a home page, there is other images there. Even if I click it will use a CDN. Now I will show where the configuration is there. If I go to this one, I'm clicking on the app service edit of the CD. If I click on the go, so under the app config, if you expand the include, there is a folder CDN. So there is a cdn.config. If I see here, the same config file I specified here, the same config file. Okay, so if I see here, the couple of variables are there. Always include the server URL, it is a true, and media link server URL, this is the CDN URL it will use as a starting point. Okay, start of the URL, and this is always append the revision. Why this is required? If you make it true, so what will happen if I check here, just I'm copying one URL. Okay, in the home page average accuracy. If I see this one, there is a parameter which is there, query. So the revision is equal to this is a unique key. What will happen is now the CDN, it will be, if I link to this one, this first time like this URL hit the CDN doesn't have it, go to the our series server and get the image and cache it that one. And next time if you try to hit the request the same like image in the CDN itself, it will serve from the cache. So you maybe think that one sometimes like, okay, next minute you go and update the image. So obviously as per the production point of view, what you will expect whenever you try to refresh, the image should be updated one. But due to the cache, it always serve the old one. So how to resolve that one? For that one, the site like the Sitecore come up with the appending the revision version. Every time you updated, the version will be modified so that the URL will be, if you update next time, instead of this one it may be different revision. So obviously this revision try to hit the CDN has that old version, so always you will get the latest version. Okay, now if I check, okay, first I will just refreshing this one, I will go to the deals and check how much time it is taking so that I can compare with without CDN version. Okay, just so this is the one. If I see here, if I click on here, I can also check, it will also append the max age, so how much time it will be cached. This is also you can via configuration we are controlling, this is the max age. Okay, the 7 days is there. If you want, like if the image doesn't change for 1 month or 2 months or 1 year, you can change it here, the default configuration. The cacheability is the public. So these are all few properties are there, you can control this one. So what I can do is now I will take this the screenshot and I will disable the CDN, then I will check the performance. Okay, okay, this is the one. Now what I can do it, how to disable the CDN now. Okay, for this one what you need to do is you need to go here and just rename the file as it disable. Okay, this is, I disabled this one. Now what I will do is I will try to refresh the same thing. Okay, just I will check the F12 and go to inspect. If I check here, now it doesn't have CDN, it is serving from the my CD server directly. Just right click and inspect, the same thing. Okay, so just I will, so you know what, like change to disable and enabling is very easy. Just you need to be, if it is for example existing upon running production server, what you need to do is go to include and add or create a folder CDN. Inside that one keep this folder, keep this file cdn.config, then you go and if you already created the CDN file, try to be put it here. The rest of things are, it will works like that. Okay, now just I will compare this one. So if I see here, so this is taking 282 milliseconds, and if I compare check with this one, it is taking, see, 445 milliseconds, because it will if I even you can verify here also. If I see here, The main is the waiting time is the 196.79, and content download, that means waiting time is once hit the server, how much time is server is taking to respond back. Once it is respond back, the content download, how much it is time to download to my local. Okay, this is time 196 and 165. If I check here, I think I can't check here. That is definitely like the downloading content download is very less, because whatever the nearest server is there, it will try to download from there. Okay, and the next one is, if I come into the CDN, I will show the CDNs. So you can check that one, CDN profile. Click on the CDN profiles. Click on this one. For the profile, you have the one CDN point. If I click on here and origin, click on origin. Just this is the original type is the web app, and you can see here the CD server name, it specified that one. If you want to create the new one from the different provider, the easy is like, okay, first click here, add the CDN profiler. Okay, this is a site, or like we can create prod CDN profile. Okay, and you can give it for anything. Okay, so the pricing is, for example, if I want to go for the Ryzen, okay, standard one, and even you can check it here. Even you can check it here. The difference between the all the this is premium has different custom rules are there, and if you the standard one also, if I compare with all things, Ryzen has, I can see only the difference, it will give the report. The reports are very important, because how much, for example, you are receiving 100 requests, how many are cached, how many are hitting to the server, you should know that one. So using the report only, you can easily like judge how much cache time you need to manage, that our configuration is working properly or not. So personally, I can prefer the Ryzen, the standard one, but at present there is an issues with the Ryzen and Akamai with the Sitecore. That's where currently we can go with the Microsoft, but whenever the issues are resolved, I recommend to go with the Ryzen. So this is the the documentation. If you go and click on the content delivery network, okay, in the Sitecore, you can go through the documentation if you have any queries. Thanks for watching, and if you want any further video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.